Minister of Transportation has again given reasons he asked the National Assembly not to probe the Chinese loans. The clause in the agreement signed by the Federal Government of Finance on behalf of Nigeria and Chinese Bank on September 5, 2018 has generated a lot of controversies in the country in recent days. Part of the agreement said the borrower hereby irrevocably waives any immunity on the grounds of sovereign or otherwise for itself or its property in connection with any arbitration pursuit to Article 85 thereof with the enforcement of any arbitral award pursuit thereto except for the military assets and diplomatic assets. However, the minister told Channel Television's Politics Today on Tuesday that he asked the lawmakers not to go ahead with the probe in order not to scare the lender. Ameachi further explained that the country was about to apply for about $3 billion loan from China to execute the rail from Port Harcourt to Maiduguri. The reason why I said that is because we have already applied for $5.3 billion to execute the rail from Ibadan to Kano. We are about applying for about $3 billion to execute the rail from Port Harcourt to Maiduguri. Don't forget the National Assembly approved that loan. It is unconstitutional and impeachable if you take a loan without the approval of the National Assembly, he said. You wonder why the same lawmakers who approved the loan were now questioning the same loan and the terms of the loan, having looked at it before. If I am the lender, I will be worried. If they get worried, they will say, no, we will not approve the remaining loans you have applied for, he said. Well, I don't think at this age and time that whether Nigeria will just be quiet and be looking at this borrowing. And the questions we need to ask and the truth that we need to tell ourselves is that these loans that they've been collecting, can we really see the effect? Really, if really they are borrowing, let's say $1 billion, are we really sure that the jobs or the work they have done or the projects they've carried out, it's worth that $1 billion? That really, yes, you applied for $1 billion, and what we can see on ground, you have used $1 billion for it. That is another question we need to be asking these people, because of course we know that most of the time, padding, they might just tell you they want to get $1 billion. At the end of the day, they will not use more than $200 million, and the rest will be shared because of the way padding is now the order of the day in all this in our government system. Padding. Anything, if something is 1 naira, they will put it. They tell you it is 10 naira. Something is 10 naira, they will tell you it is 1,000 naira. So how do people move on in that kind of environment? They inflate everything. That is another question we need to be asking. And as for this money they have been borrowing, I think Nigerians have said a lot, and they are not ready to back down. Whether what they are borrowing is equates what we see on ground, it's another question entirely. This idea of a railway, they want to do rail. I don't just understand. Are we doing a modern day railing or whatever? The electricity, first and foremost, that we even need to get in this country, they are not doing that everybody will benefit from. I don't know the clause, or I don't know the hindrance that has been with this electricity or power supply in this country. Well, is telling us that they should not just probe them because other loan are on the way that they have applied for, or they are about to apply for, so that the lenders will not be angry. And you're accusing the lawmakers that have looked at this whole thing before now, then they are coming back again to say, oh, this is not it. And that is why himself is really surprised about it. We are talking about service chiefs, talk about the insecurity going on in this country. A lot of people have called on the president, advised him from every nook and cranny. They've called him to advise him on what to do. Yet they said no, he's not. He said he's not going to do that. And in the case of loans, they said, oh, they are going to go with the borrowing and taking loans from wherever they are going to be taking the loan from. But what Nigerians are concerned about now is that these loans that they are collecting, we should be asking, Are we even seeing the effect in the first place? The one they have borrowed, the looted funds, they tell us they've recovered. Where are they? They are relooting it. And the same thing will happen. And nothing will see happen to those who have looted it. We are just going to be hearing all these complaints on the pages of newspapers and nothing will be done about it. And the same thing with all this borrowing. Well, Rotimi Amechi, the motto-mouthed minister, since you and nepotic Presido has ineptly decided to mortgage the destinies of our children through unnecessary borrowing from China. Now, God of coronavirus go be una inheritance. Make una continue. At Chinese foods, how can you continuously give away loans to countries without redeeming previous? Sorry for Nigeria. My question is, why borrow when the government can probe and get back the money stolen by all the looters in the present and even past government? If the president has kept to his words of bringing corrupt officers to book, the country wouldn't be borrowing and plunging the nation into great debt. It is bad that this government has taken the country back to where we are supposed to be coming from. I just pity government workers. Something is wrong with almost all Nigerian leaders in authority. They think they know everything. They never create time to acquire more knowledge and new skills, and they are very comfortable with their corruption system. That is why the country continues to fall back and keep borrowing. This is our Nigeria now. What? Loan for railway and the previous should not be probed as not to scare the lender. Who is using the railway? I cry for my country. These rulers are evil with evil plans. Nigeria must be careful as MPA is part of what was given as collateral for the Chinese loans. So we will pay the debt. It is the income government or who? The best thing for Nigeria is to be divided. Because if the North plan is to give the Southwest or Southeast or South presidency in order for them to pay the debt, they lie. Because the North are the chief looter in Nigeria. It's only because they don't shout about their money. They should continue. Those kind of lenders will never say no because they know that they know what they are looking for. And I know one African country where China is running their airports and even Chinese police working in their country. You can Google it. That loan will kill all the borrowers. Let them continue and not have you rethink. So guys, let us have your opinion. Leave your comment below and let's know what you think.